is one of my favorite ways to not sound. So that's perfect. Don't mind our phone.
Phones and dogs.
Okay. Hi, Lauren. This is Lauren Bentley. So I want to go ahead and introduce her to you guys. I am completely biased because Lauren is my business or life coach, health coach, whatever you want to call it. She's my guide in this world. So she is here to talk to us right now about slowing down, coming home to your body, trusting and surrendering. So what I want to say first, before I even let her say one more thing, because I just have to keep bragging on you, is I've actually done a lot of counseling and therapy myself, like over the years. And I would get to a certain point and it was helpful, but then I'd be like, I'm just talking all day about what's wrong with me and not doing anything about it. I just didn't have a whole lot of like tasks and things to do. And I knew that I needed to like dig deeper, and it felt scary, but also like the only thing that I could possibly do that's good for myself right now. So that is where Lauren helped me to literally take my entire life to the next level and grow in major, huge ways that are like beyond what I can even explain or could have imagined. So there's your intro. No pressure.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's on my website. I say clearly that, I mean, if you tried the therapy and even other coaches and you still are in the same hamster wheel, like, I'm your person. We're up to bat together now.
You're totally that person. When you've tried everyone else and you're like, now what, or what can I do? That's you.
Yeah, exactly. Because the whole thing is we're led to, I mean, goodness, every therapist, like so many therapists and coaches, we hopefully all have the best intentions, right? But like so much of it is up here. And so we're just talking about the same things over and over again, reliving the same experiences over and over again. And what we really need is to come here, anchoring into our hearts, coming into our bodies. Like how do we feel? How do we want to feel? And how can we go forward then in feeling those ways? Like, what can we be looking for and creating in our life? How can we begin to show up to our life to support us and what we're here to have and to be?
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say, like, how can we like be prepared to show up and be what we need to be? And while this is like a super important topic, I truly feel in my deepest heart of hearts that it has never been more important than right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I totally agree. Mm-hmm.
I mean, with what's going on in the world, it's never been so important to like go within and like deeply prepare your mental health, your heart, your body, your health, your wealth, your values, everything. It's never been more important to like dig deeper, and like it's literally just about preparedness. I feel like this is like a time in the universe to take a step back, a forced step back, treat our earth more kindly, treat ourselves and our families and our loved ones more kindly, and like elevate ourselves and grow.
Yeah. We're forced to surrender, and we're literally being forced to sit with ourselves. And that's another reason why your typical therapies and coaching doesn't really go that far, because the only place that you can make change is from within. You cannot create change from out here. It has to be within, because you can't control anything that's on the exterior. But what you do have control over is how you are feeling. And I completely agree with this. Like, and this is not discrediting any fear or people losing jobs or anything like that. Like, I'm totally with everybody who's experiencing this on all different levels, but I can't help but to feel like this is also for the greater good. I mean, the earth, Mother Earth has spoken.
In a weird way, it feels like this is what we all desperately need. And if we don't do it now, when will we?
Yeah.
We're living in this society.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's so fake.
The younger generation either. Like it's just wild. So
yeah,
you know, and I want to say too that therapists, counselors, licensed psychologists, they have a very big place still, you know, like I feel like those professionals were like there for me in a time in my life when I needed it. They were an important part of my journey. They were important steps. So I do want to clarify that, like, if anyone is on this journey and on this road and they're like, well, I like my counselor and I'm a counselor, like, yes, oh my God, thank you for your work. Thank you for what you do. And this is all about presenting different things to try, different strokes for different folks. I mean, like, we're just literally trying to open up people's worlds here and pour value back into the community, right?
Oh yeah. Please take no offense to anything. I'm all about we community coming together, supporting one another in all areas. So yeah, this isn't towards anybody. I mean, and what I have to offer is, it can get pretty weird, you know? I want you to like talk to your womb and like breathe through the nostrils of your heart, and that's not for everybody.
I personally have learned to breathe through my heart nostrils, and they don't get affected with my sinuses, and it's actually like a beautiful life-altering thing. But yeah, I mean, like, I guess it can get weird, but let's get weird.
Yeah.
What's wrong with a little weird? You know what's weird? The world right now. Like, what we're going through, what we're processing is weird on a deep level. And I think when you meet weird with weird and you're just like, dig deeper, like I said, like, try something different, just push yourself out of your comfort zone. Like, I don't know, be in your body, feel your feelings, you know, like, move your feelings around.
Yes.
It's never been, like I said, there's never been more important. So I want to ask you, for people who are watching and they're like, what is this? What is this? Who is this? You know, so just tell me, like how does someone that's watching, like, know that what some of the stuff you do? Because Lauren I have asked her to contribute meditations, breathwork sessions, EFT tapping scripts, sound baths, anything. She's a yoga teacher. She is an athletic trainer. I mean, like, this woman does it all. So I have asked her to contribute any and everything that she is willing to share. So she's actually going to be one of our admins in the group, which I'm so excited about. And so she will be providing regular content too. And so how does someone who's listening know, like, who are you? And do I tune into this? Is this for me?
Well, again, it just all comes into the body, right? Like, I really like to call myself like this divine feminine leader. And this can be for men as well, because let's talk about like the big shift that people have been talking about happening. The shift into the more of back into like that feminine aspect, a feminine business, and you can be very masculine and still be involved in the feminine business. And what that all is slowing down. It's prioritizing pleasure and play, and not forgetting what's the most important, which is exactly what we're all experiencing right now. I mean, maybe you're not experiencing much pleasure and playfulness at this time, but I hope that this can inspire you too, because you can experience that joy even amongst the grief that's happening, for sure. So it's just mostly about, like, how do you feel inside of your body? If you are somebody who just maybe you've been toying with meditation and with this whole spiritual realm for a couple years, and maybe you just haven't quite dug deep enough. And you may need a guide to help you get there. If you feel really disconnected from your body, and even just me saying go into your body, if that makes you feel uncomfortable and scared, that could also be a big sign that we would be great to work together, because you have to come here. This is your home. This is your temple. If you're not here, you can't, there's nothing you can do, really. Like, everything would be just exterior and surface level, and because it's what other people have told you to do, or what you think somebody expects of you.
So I also want to, like, rewind for a second here and talk. So we dove into some feminine energy, like, ideas. And I think that this is going to be a really new concept to a lot of people. So one, I wanted to touch on defining pleasure and play. So that's like taking a walk. That's like homeschooling your kids with creative ideas. That's like spending time talking to your spouse or partner. That's like just diving back into your family life. That's sitting curled up with a good book and reading. That's wearing your favorite, most comfy pair of pajamas all day, every day right now. That's like those kind of feel good things is what she means. And so let's also back up and talk about what is masculine energy? What is feminine energy? Do we all have it? And what the heck does that mean anyways?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we all have feminine and masculine energies within us. Some of us are more feminine and some of us are more masculine. And you can be a male and be more feminine. You can be a woman and be more masculine. It's totally fine. The masculine is more of the structure. It's also presence and consciousness. And then the feminine is the playfulness, the beauty, the pleasure, the creativity. I call it like love, light, abundant energy. And so an analogy that I give often is...
Just going to ask for this.
Yes. Well, there's two that I give. So I'm going to give both of them. So one would be the river with the riverbed. The riverbed, the structure and support, that's the masculine. And the river itself, the water that's flowing, is the feminine. Sometimes it's calm, sometimes it's raging and chaotic, but without the bed of support, it would just be mush, right? And then without the feminine water, it would just be a dried up bed. You need both. Yeah. Another way to look at it would be if Sarah, if we were on a cliff together and all sides of the cliff would just drop off and you would just tumble to your doom and I blindfolded you and I said, dance, you'd be like, hell no, you're crazy. But if there was a very strong fence around that was guaranteed to keep you safe and I put a blindfold on you and told you to dance, you would say, okay, the dance is the feminine, that what's keeping you supported and safe is the masculine.
Yeah. So I'm going to relate this to my life to give people like a real life example of me too. So we've talked about this a lot. So I am a very feminine person. I am a dancer. I am an emotional person. I'm a sensitive, highly sensitive person. And I like feel all the feelings. I go up, I go down, and I don't do a whole lot of middle. And so I have a very like feminine, sort of like sensual energy to me. It doesn't have to be sensual, but I like have just like a playful, light, joy, feminine side to me. And then I have this side to me that is an entrepreneur and business owner and has more like structure, discipline, authority. I think those are some good words, even though you can have some of that in both energies, but just more of like both having a more traditionally masculine role and also a more masculine energy, holding space for people at my office. So sometimes I'm nurturing and sharing energy with people and treating them. And other times I'm holding space for them so that they can feel that way. They feel safe and good in that. And they have a place where they can just let it all go. There are so many times when I am doing a treatment on someone and they just have like a very emotional reaction. And I just kind of like hold space for them. I'm like, it's okay. It's great. It's safe to feel this way right now. So that's a good example of like ways that you can be that way. I mean, maybe like I can even think of like maybe this would be a good example is like a stay-at-home mom or a mom who is now staying at home. Sometimes you're the authority, you're the disciplinarian, and you are like, running your household on a well-oiled machine. And other times you're like a nurturer and you're on the floor playing and you're maybe like breastfeeding or whatever it is. And just having like a really, that's a woman having masculine and feminine roles she's switching into and out of too. And this is important in relationships as well, right?
Very important in relationships. And you have to have that dance. We tend to all just be living in masculine. We've been living in a masculine society for a very long time where, like our main focus was we do things so that we can get, right? And we've all done this. Every single one of us, myself included. This quarantine time has really helped me to press pause and like take a step back and like look at my business even as a whole of like, wow, and just like really allowing myself to release the things that I was doing in order to get something. So we're coming into like this feminine and really what it's asking of us is to all just like do things because of how it makes us feel, right? Like it's a we thing. We're coming back into community, like focusing on the big picture as a we, as a whole. So how does it make you feel? Like, do you feel lit up creating something, showing up for something, or in just showing up for your work? Or does it feel like it's something that you have to do as a means to an end or in order to get something? And back to like the relationship aspect of it, we tend to both be living in that masculine because it's the construct that we've been born into. But when we're both in masculine, we both want to lead, and you can't both be leading at the same time. Especially think about an argument that you're having. If you're both trying to lead the argument, you're never going to get anywhere. And that's why we have the same fights over and over again. But if one person, one of you just needs to be the person that can be aware of, okay, like my husband right now is currently more in his feminine. He needs to tell me how he's feeling. So I'm going to hold space for that and listen. And then once he's finished and I'm done holding space, then I'm going to tap into my feminine, talk about how I feel, and he can hold space for me. It's just having like the open communication, obviously, but instead of it being so structured and forced, it's instead more than likely a beautiful dance between the two.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love how you said, doing things because of how they feel. And I want to tie that in. We just featured a personal trainer the other day. And I actually, it's funny because I love the idea of, for instance, exercise as a topic. Do you just exercise? Do you just like lift weights and do push-ups and try to do whatever? Or do you move in ways that bring you joy? Like, I have tried so hard to be the gym girl who lifts, and like sometimes it brings me joy and other times I'm like, I'm good on any kind of exercise ever. Like, I want to be active. I'm such an active moving person, but nothing brings me the same joy as dancing. Mm-hmm. And so like when I didn't have dance, I was like not exercising, and it felt forced and it didn't feel good. And for some people that's like taking a walk or swimming or lifting weights or yoga or whatever it is. But if you're doing something that brings you joy, you're not moving just because like you're supposed to move and do things. You're moving in ways that bring you joy, that make your body happy, that give something back to you. You're receiving from that what you're putting into it. And how much more effective is that? Like this applies to jobs even. I mean, like if you're just going to a job because like, well, yeah, I mean, it pays the bills. Well, sometimes that's somebody's reality, yes, and that's fair, but is it great for you?
Right. And you can also still have the hobby on the side as well. Totally. Like I totally understand, like not everybody is in the space where they can just up and leave and like just and follow their complete passion, but you can still have your passions. Like your job doesn't have to define you, and it's something that we're so stuck on. One of the first things that people ask is, what do you do? Like, what if I'm just a human being? What if I don't want to do anything? What if I'm just here being? Right?
You do. Live my life.
I'm just here living life.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing that we like, it kind of tends to define us.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to switch gears here again. And I kind of want to ask you, so I gotta know, like, what have you been doing during this? Like, do you watch the news? Do you like, read the death and dying statistics every day that are thrown in our face? Like, let's talk about that slowing down, coming home to your body thing, and like how it relates to literally right now. How do you spend your days? How do you suggest we spend our days?
Well, first, I just really want to start off by saying, like, I feel like, and nobody get mad at me for saying this, but like, we've almost asked for this. We have all been complaining as a whole. I'm just so busy. I don't have enough time. Busy has become an emotion. When somebody asks us, how are you doing? We say, oh, I'm so freaking busy. Like, when has that ever been an emotion, right? Like, and we're just so stuck in this doing and forcing ourselves to like push and struggle. And it's exhausting.
Even in the healthcare industry, like we've asked for this. Why? We want a magic bullet. We want it now. We don't want to miss work. We're not willing to put time into ourselves. We are not looking for ways to increase our health, our function of our body, and thrive and like be our healthiest. We're like, oh, I'm diabetic. What'll give me something to take care of that? Like your lifestyle, and I'm not coming from a judgmental place, but like, right. This is what we're being sold by our healthcare industry and our doctors too. It's just like, a whole lot of drugs and surgery. Now those doctors have good intentions and they believe in what they're saying, but even bigger than that is I believe they don't believe in people's want to change.
Right.
Every doctor I know is like, yeah, I try to talk about diet and exercise, but nobody does it. So it's a waste of my time. So I talk about what pill they need because that's what they're here for. And that's what their insurance covers.
Yep. Yeah.
So I don't blame them, but like we asked for it. We created it, like you're saying.
Yeah.
So sorry, I had to.
It's okay. Yeah, no, I get it. I feel it. Yeah, no, we really have asked for this. And even there's so many of us who are here to really try to help clean up the earth, and we can only do so much by bringing our own bags and recycling. So Mother Earth has clearly stepped in. I mean, if you look at like what I have been really paying attention to is how much pollution has gone down. That excites really cool. me. I feel so grateful for that. But no, like, I think it's important to stay up to date with what's happening, but you know what? I don't think we need to keep staying up to date as of right now, because right now we're all like in lockdown. We're all in quarantine. So it's like,
we're doing our part.
Yeah.
We're doing what was asked.
Exactly. So is it really serving you to see how many people are dying right now? Okay, and let me ask you this. Do you normally go online every single morning when you first wake up and look up to see how many people died that day? No. Right. So why would you do it now? Right? Like,
oh my gosh, girl. This is what I've been saying. I'm just like, so who do you know that feels healthier and positive after they read their death and dying statistics of the day?
I know.
Like, have you read your like depressing newsletter of the day? Like, of course, stay up to date. Of course, care from afar in your responsible quarantined life where you're taking care of yourself, but don't carry it. Right. Don't carry. Let it go. It's not your problem. It is not yours to hold on to. Now, I do understand too that some people really find it challenging to let that kind of thing go, to roll with it. Like they are like caring, like they're like, well, easy for you to say, but my grandmother or my loved ones are at risk. What can they do if they're finding like, I'm trying to slow down, but my anxiety's through the roof and I can't turn it off and I'm just like hurting and struggling?
Well, I want to just make it very clear that none of us are powerless in this situation. In fact, I think we're more powerful than anything, especially because, again, we're being forced to stay home and be in our bodies. So instead of looking up the death statistics every single day and how much it's growing and the fear that's out there, instead, maybe just have a moment. And if you're not a meditator, that's cool. But like every morning I sit down at my meditation altar and I light my candle. And before I light my candle, I imagine myself sending out love and light to the entire world, to every being that exists on this planet. I send out healing light. I send out that love. Love is the strongest form of energy that exists. So if you want to help and you want to be there for the elderly and people who really are at risk, imagine sending them love. Imagine the world blanketed in love. See yourself blanketed in love. Live in your heart. This is where your power is. Fear fuels the fire. Fear spreads quicker than anything else. It makes it. I keep thinking, and I know we can't get obsessed with the what ifs, but really though, what if the second it started in China, we started to see it grow there, instead of all of us turning a blind eye, like, oh, it's not happening to me, it's not happening to us, we instead all just focus on love. Right. And we immediately took charge of like, okay, what's a powerful energy? What's the most important thing we could be doing? It's, distancing ourselves because we know it could spread, and just sending that love out, feeling that protection around ourselves and our loved ones. Yeah. Instead of the fear.
And it feels so I'm going to like try to, I keep touching my face, so I'm going to sanitize. Don't worry, guys. It's a problem. So one thing that I want to say is when I first like would understand that concept, I was kind of like, so just like feel love and that'll help. So just like feel it. Yes.
Really?
Say, like for you at home, if you might be thinking that 100%, yes, this works. This is real. This is powerful. Yeah. Also, if you're like, well, that's made up and I need to take an action step, great. Send them flowers.
Yeah.
Great. Live call with them. Great. Send them photos or videos of you and your family time together. Have a virtual dinner together. Togetherness in 2020 doesn't have to look like I'm sitting next to you, you're sitting next to me, we're sneezing on each other, and we're all infected. Like, no, it doesn't, you know? And so you can't physically maybe go feel like you can take them their medications or something like that. But there is a solution for every one of these problems. And some of it is simply all the time you spend worrying about people you can't help, things you can't change, conditions in the world, the economy. You literally can't change that either, unless you're sitting home and not spending any money anywhere. Now, if you don't have money to spend, okay, then find other ways to do your part. Cloak yourself in love. Send love out to the world. Write letters to your neighbors and your friends and your loved ones. Send flowers, like, whatever it is. If you don't have the means, to do certain things, but if you do, then call your local businesses. Uber Eats from your favorite restaurant once a week. Let it be healthy and preservative free, and unprocessed if you can. That's just my little interjection. But support your local businesses. Like buy a gift card. Go on a walk. Like share your walk. Share your walk with the world. Don't post, hey, put your 9th picture of your camera roll in to make my day. That's a very reactive way to sit back at me, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Make your own day.
You could have put your own thing out there that was already positive. You could have taken action steps to be a part of the solution and the positivity you want to see in the world. So take it upon yourself to do it. Really, like get out there and do it, and do it for yourself first. Don't do it for everybody else. Do it because it's going to make you feel so good. And when you feel good, you can give more to others. It empowers.
Yeah. And it's so simple. It really is. And and I know there's people that are just going to be like, this is way too easy. This is BS, not real. But why, whoever said it had to be hard? Like, what if we came into these bodies to experience Earth, to experience what it really is to take thoughts and turn it into reality and to create our world? What if we came here to experience abundance and love and beauty? Like, why does it have to be so hard? It's not at all. And let me tell you, I'm a small business owner. I work, obviously, I'm a service to people, and not like a dire need service.
You're not essential.
Exactly. Not technically essential, even though mental health is obviously very essential.
100%.
But so I have lost some clients during this. I definitely have, all the yoga studios, all my workshops, everything so far postponed, canceled, who knows. So I have taken a nice dent in my income. But you know what? I feel more supported, more gratitude, more love, more just joy in this moment through this pandemic than I have in a very long time. I don't know really exactly why it is. Maybe it's just because I'm just so grateful at what is here right now. But I will say that I think it has a lot to do with all this work that I have put in for the past 10 years of my life, of just living in my heart, practicing surrendering, and just being here. Just being, focusing on that joy, and just what I'm experiencing right now is
here. Being in the best here as the best you, choosing to be the best you in the best moment, Yeah.
I'm not worried about tomorrow. Because I'm here. I don't even pre-corona, we didn't know what was going to happen tomorrow, So there's never a reason to be anywhere but right here. You have everything right now. So when you are obsessing and freaking out and fearing, you're in future. You're freaking out about something that is the complete unknown. You have no idea what that's going to be. But instead, how about you invest your energy into a positive future? What do you see for yourself? What do you see for the world? What do you see for your small businesses? You know, I mean, what do you see?
That they're like worried about healthcare workers. Well, send the hospital like a handwritten note. Just please share this with your entire staff. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. Send them flowers, email somebody, anybody, and say, can I help in any way? Just to feel like you did something to help. Lauren, we're in the same boat over here. We are seeing significantly less patients than we were. We are able to remain open in some aspect right now. We're actually going to close for most of the week, all but one day next week, because we feel led to do so. We feel that we do need a little bit of a break and to step back, and we want to put more time into delivering content like this to people because we feel like it's what the world needs. But I've never felt more like alive and led to I just feel like I need to give back. And so this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm feeling good, because I'm telling everyone I know about this here right now and just trying to add value in any way I can. And I'm inviting others to step up and do the same. And you graciously joined us and done that. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, hey, you want to help? I will literally feature anyone. And I would love to feature anyone who feels they have something positive to share, whether it's one interview, whether it's a post, whatever it is, let's join together and thrive and be there. We get to choose what we make of this.
Yeah.
We get to choose whether we slow down, come home to our body, try the weird thing, trust, surrender, and follow our intuition and follow our path, or we sit here in fear and panic and depression and a victim and it's not, it's not easy, but it's not hard either to change that. And what we make of this right now will determine how we move forward in our lives. We're either making plans, or either doing things that raise our vibration and make us a better person and bring us joy and filling our lives with love and gratitude and journaling and writing down what we love and breathing deeper and everything, or we're not.
Exactly. So what do you want to do with this time? Don't be afraid of being with yourself. At the end of everything, all you have is you, when you first wake up in the morning, right before you go to sleep at night, and when you take that last breath, it's going to be just you. So now is as good time as ever to just really
love you.
Yes.
You.
Love yourself so much. I mean, and I don't care what you did in the past. The past is done and over with, right? It's time for that forgiveness. Let that person go and be who you really are. Who you are is a soul. So see yourself as that soul. That's what you owe to yourself. And just remember, so I just want to make this very clear. If you're watching us right now and you're like, oh my gosh, these women are inspiring, I want to be like them, whatever, you're seeing your own inspiration. You are. Whatever you see in somebody else is a direct reflection of what you see within you. We're all mirrors. And we hear that a lot, in the negative form of if somebody's upsetting you, what does that mean within you? But it also is in the positive light too, of the beauty you see in somebody else, or the radiance or the light is a direct reflection of yourself.
So true. And it's already within you. All you have to do is choose it, love it, nurture it, be it, grow it. And it's there for you. Yeah. You are there for you in deep, powerful ways. If you're willing and open for it. Mm-hmm. So talking about trust and surrender, what are some things that people can do right away to come home into their body? And then what are some ways, even a relaxing bath to take good care of yourself? Mm-hmm. What are some ways that you can surrender to how you're feeling, trust your body, come home to your body and slow down? What are some instant, immediate tips? And I know you'll be posting lots of guiding everything greatness as well. And then I want to talk a little bit about what each of your services kind of are as well. Mm-hmm. But tell me first, what are some things people can do if they're watching right now and they're like, great, where do I start?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is that's a big question in itself.
It is.
But it's one of the most awesome things you can do right now, especially we just have so much time on our hands, is to just allow your intuition to take the lead. And what I mean by that is just like tuning in, and like to get embodied is just to literally bring yourself into your body, like bring yourself from here, maybe even imagining an elevator that you're stepping on and riding the elevator down into your body, and just asking yourself all day long, okay, what feels really good right now? What would feel so nourishing to myself? And maybe that's a yoga class or a fitness class that's like in an abundance right now on like all over social media. Maybe it's going outside. Maybe it's just cuddling with your partner or snuggling with a pet. Maybe it's coloring a picture or reading a book, taking a bath. Like asking yourself all day long, okay, what feels good? When you go into your kitchen, okay, what would feel so good for me to eat right now?
Not like, ooh, what am I craving? I need this, I need that. I want a Snickers bar, I want popcorn, I want this, I want that. But like, what's going to make you feel good right now while you're eating it? After you eat it for days, what's going to like nourish your body and give you what you need? And sometimes maybe it is those things, but like your intuition will guide you, not always towards what's bad for you either. You know, so not craving, but what is your intuition? What do you want? What do you need more of? You know, what fruit, vegetable, meat, healthy fat, anything, like what sandwich have you not made in a while that used to like bring you joy as a child? Make that, you know, anything, you know?
The things that bring you joy are just like, the things that like, you just feel really called to. It excites you. It brings about creativity and a passion. And then the second you start to get like aggravated with it, then step away from it. And call it a day if you need. But and also you can also start to imagine, taking your awareness into your heart, and like your heart has nostrils. Like breathe in and out of this space. I know it sounds so silly, but like just do it. It's so beautiful outside right now. Even try going outside and just like laying in the grass, and you can even imagine like your heart opening to the earth and even up to like, the cosmos, and you're just like so connected in all ways. Like just feel it in there, and then just experiment. Like what would feel so good to me to do right now?
Yeah. So Lauren does guided meditation. Maybe you can even lead us through like a coming out of your head and into your heart breathing meditation at another time in the Facebook group. I think that would be really cool. Request. So then also so she also does EFT tapping. Tell us a little quick, like Cliff Notes version. What is EFT tapping? Because you can even do a whole video on it later if you like, but like, what's EFT tapping? What's that used for? Why?
It's emotional freedom technique, and it's really used to help to balance out your emotions. It's essentially, so it's a lot like acupuncture, because you're pressing against different pressure points on your body, but you're using your own hands, not needles, and so you can safely do it on yourself. But you are tapping all these different pressure points, and I'll gladly lead a video. It's so important. And you're kind of like word vomiting at the same time, just like letting it all out, like exactly how you're feeling. And then you rephrase the statement of like, yeah, but you know what? I know I'm supported. I know that I'm exactly where I need to be. And you just keep going until you just feel that relief. And it's, if you do it properly, people have literally like gotten over fears and phobias, anxiety attacks. You can use it to quit smoking cigarettes and any other addictions. I just brought up cigarettes because I do keep hearing that it, like, your lungs are extra susceptible to all this right now. So you should quit smoking cigarettes. I used to smoke, so I know it's really tough. I don't mean that lighthearted, like, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, let's do it.
Like, I'm releasing my anxieties and fears. I'm caring about the world in the deepest way I can, but I'm not carrying people's problems as my own. I know this will pass because everything is temporary. I'm doing the best I can for myself and my loved ones right now. It's like literally rewiring. I've been so worked up before and been like, I am going to lose it. Like, on the verge of an anxiety attack, okay, and I'm in the middle of a day, and I really can't do that to my patients. And so I have to bring it home, breathe, get out of my head, get into my heart, do some EFT tapping, get myself to a place where I'm back in my body. I'm coming home to my body. I'm trusting that everything happens for a reason. I'm surrendering to that. I'm feeling it, but I'm not letting it feel me. Like, I'm not letting it control me and guide me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll definitely do a tapping in here.
I think that'd be great. What about, so like meditation is something that's pretty well understood, but Lauren will do, I'm sure, some videos to help you like go a little deeper into that. I used to be like, yeah, I meditate. Am I doing it right? I think I'm doing it right. I'm so doing it right. I think I'm doing it wrong. Is it over yet? I have to pee. Like, so I've been in that place where I'm like, I think I'm meditating. And Lauren really helped me to get to a much more like therapeutic, deeper place with that. So if that's something you feel could be good or you want to give a try, definitely something she can help with. So let's see, what else am I leaving out? There's so many things. There's like yoga and exercise and some Reiki and some sound baths and all the things. There's so many things.
Yeah. Breath work. That's a huge one.
What
breath work?
Yeah, breath work. Yes, breath work. Breathwork is all about like oxygenating the body, getting rid of what's called oxidative stress, which causes serious long-term damage and can lead to heart attacks down the road. And it's a very serious, scary thing going on in a lot of people's bodies. You don't breathe deeply enough, and breathwork is designed to take deep breaths and take you to a different place where your body can kind of tingle and experience things in a different way and get to a deeper, I guess I don't want to sound woo, but like a deeper level of consciousness or a different like place in your body and deeply oxygenate your body. Look it up. It's amazing, life-changing stuff, really.
Yeah, the over oxygenation is the same thing if you were to see a vehicle that has been sitting outside forever, covered in rust. That is over oxygenation.
Yeah. Yeah. So then let's see. Yeah. So if somebody, so of course we're going to be bringing you lots of value within this group. We're going to be bringing you lots of videos and tools and tips and tricks and little snippets of things you can do. But if someone is interested right away and they're like, I'm down, all right, how do I work with her? What do I do? How do I sign up? 1, can they do it virtually? Which I know yes is the answer to that. 2, how should they get a hold of you? And 3, what are like some of the things that, like, what does it look like? What do you offer?
Okay. Yeah. So right now this is all virtual, and the majority of my business is virtual. If you are local, like Sarah, we worked in person many times. But this majority all virtual, like via Zoom, which is a free video conferencing app. And then I always give you tons of tools for you to access the work on your own as well. You can contact me. You can direct message me here, Lauren Bentley. Just send me a direct message on Facebook. You can also visit my website, which I believe is linked above. If not, we can put it in the comments. Cool.
Yep. In the description.
Come follow me on Instagram. I can link that below too. And what I am offering right now, so I am focused on 2 main things right now because I want to just like serve as much as I possibly can. So one thing I have, and this is always here, is my Breathe and Receive membership. It's $25 a month. And
this is affordable to everyone. So stop if you feel like I can't afford this kind of thing. Get out of that mindset, because that's a crap mindset. It will take you nowhere. Have an abundant mindset. I have what I need to make myself feel better. I have to interject this. And this is $25 a month. And that's literally, you spent more on toilet paper. Let's get real. So this is something you can and should do, first of all. So there's that. So go ahead, and it's Breathe and Receive.
Yeah. I mean, it's less than $1 a day. But what you get is the first of the month, every single month, a brand new theme is added to a growing library. So we work through things like worthiness, shadow season, which is like some of like the heavier emotions that we experience. We work on detaching from the past, We work on like the rebirth coming up. We're in April. We're going to be talking about working with the archangels and your guardian angels. May, we're talking all about like the feminine energies. So it is added to each month. So upon purchase, you actually will have access immediately to $1,500 worth of spiritual discussions and energy healing. We do the breathwork, meditation, EFT, all this amazing stuff. I have a Kundalini yoga teacher in there as well. She's fantastic. So you can't get any of that for $25 a month. And you also get access to my Move to Connect library, which is yoga and empowering workouts. There's 160 of those videos. So no contracts, no hidden fees, $25 a month. There's a private Facebook group for extra support. And also you're considered like VIP when you're in there. So you'll get 50% off of a lot of my other programs. Not all, but a lot.
Yeah.
And then my other thing I am offering.
Let me interject here too. So if you want to start working out more and you want a variety of exercises to try out, $25 a month gets you access to that. If you want to try out meditation and you've heard of breathwork before and you think that'd be really neat, $25 gets you that. Mm-hmm. If you want to try EFT tapping, if you want to dig deeper, but you're concerned about money right now, $25 gets you that. I just want to like drive that home. Like that's amazing. And I personally, I think I'm in Move to Connect and we're doing all of our things. So, but yeah, like I personally, like I wake up and I do the meditation. I, at my lunch break, try to do a video. I've done workouts. I've done listen to podcasts. I've done the breath workout. All these things are there for just like $25 a month. So I know you said that, but I'm like, just to repeat literally what you said.
I mean, like this is such huge value. And I get people all the time telling me like, it's too cheap. I need to raise my prices. People won't take it seriously. But let me tell you, like I was a teen mom. Like I have been almost homeless way too many times. And I can tell you, I struggled for many, many, many years. And so my biggest thing is I want to be able to bring so much value to everybody, no matter where you're from, what your background is, what your income is. I want you to be able to experience this insane value. Like it's so messed up in like the spiritual industry, how expensive it is to go and get Reiki or to go see a shaman. Like now I do have I do have other high priced items. Like my one-on-one is very high priced, but this is why I offer something that is affordable to everybody. Yeah. And then the other thing I am offering right now, and this is only for during this time and probably like when we first start getting back into work or whatever, but I am offering one-on-one calls at a donation only cost right now. So great. If you need somebody, if you just need to like talk it out with somebody, you need to shift some energy, you're feeling super anxious, whatever it is, reach out. We can do one-on-one work just for a donation. It's, people supporting people. But if you are desiring if you do have the money, you feeling financially stable right now, and you want to do some one-on-one work, I do have spots open for that as well. And that's, just one-on-one calls. I mean, and we go through it. Like I've worked with people with their business, with their relationships, with themselves, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, I can vouch for that being one of the best investments. And I wanted to say, like, it's not very expensive. It's appropriately priced, in my opinion, as a professional who like wants, needs, and thrives because of doing it. But yeah, definitely. So then basically, if somebody wants to either do one-on-one coaching or do the $25 Breathe and Receive membership, they can start as soon as like today. If they message you, they can just say, hey, they can go to your website and schedule a consultation call. They can message you on Facebook, I'm sure, and say, hey, I want to do Breathe and Receive. Hey, I'm interested. And just that's basically how they get started, right? Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very easy. I don't make you do any sort of application or anything like that. We just get on the phone and we talk it out and just see if we're even a good fit for each other. Because sometimes we're not, and so it all depends on where you're at, but I'll always be very honest because I only want this to be a very beautiful, energetic match.
Yeah. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much, first of all, for joining us for this interview, which we went over time on, and I knew we would, and I'm so happy because I wanted to just take as long as it took. So I really appreciate it. I value what you do so much. The world needs it. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for offering to contribute content regularly and just like being everything you've been to me and now for this community who I just want to give the best of everything to. I appreciate you deeply. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you and excited to be here. I'm excited to be a contributor to this awesome group you created.
Awesome. Okay, so guys, you heard it here first. If you're interested in being a contributor yourself, we can have as short as a 10-minute interview or as long as a 50-minute interview and talk about what you want to share with the world or just get your perspective. I'm going to actually have an interview with a nurse next week that is just going to talk about like what's life like as a nurse right now. What kind of concerns do you have? What do things look like for you? Like get that perspective and just kind of share with you and try to add some value back into your life to help you cope with this time and to help you not only cope, but to thrive and to come out of this with better health, wealth, and values than you even thought you could in the first place. And I think that's really what life is about right now. So
absolutely.
And stay tuned for more of Lauren's videos coming to you soon in our group here. And I guess now this is where I just tell everyone I hope you're having a great day.
Yeah, have a great day. Bye. Thank you.